Welcome back to Old Lens Tales US. Today, we explore America from the 19th to early 20th centuries through rare photographs you may have never seen before. Get ready for an emotional journey through time and don't look away, because the ending may surprise you. An Italian family at Ellis Island, around the early 20th century. Today a historic landmark representing immigration to the US, this location was originally a quarantine and immigration processing station. In the image, the mother stands at the center, balancing a large bundle on her head while wearing a light-colored long dress and holding a small jug. Beside her are three children, a daughter in a bright dress on the left, and two sons on the right, one of whom is carrying a younger sibling. Behind them, part of the street scene and a pushcart loaded with goods reflect a slice of immigrant life from that era. This place witnessed the beginnings of millions of new lives, but it also held immense challenges and hardships for those arriving from around the world. In 1883, on the under-construction Brooklyn Bridge amidst the bustling waterways of New York City, brave workers toiled at dizzying heights, installing cables and bridge structures. This awe-inspiring scene encapsulates the scale and danger of building this iconic bridge, completed in 1883. The bridge is a marvel of engineering, connecting Brooklyn and Manhattan and standing as a testament to extraordinary human ambition and ingenuity. Sometime in the late 19th century, at an Apache camp in Arizona, a panoramic photograph captures low-lying buildings stretched across a flat, arid landscape surrounded by barren hills under a cloudy sky. The expansive and desolate environment, with its simple structures, portrays an isolated settlement, lacking human presence but hinting at the harsh realities of life and the controversial policies of relocating Native Americans in the history of the American West. The rugged mountains of California, between the 1840s and 1860s. Gold prospectors, their clothes smeared with dirt and dust, bend over a rushing stream with shovels and carts loaded with soil. A modest wooden shack atop a hill silently witnesses the sweat and dreams of these gold seekers, striving for fortune amidst the unforgiving wilderness where hopes were built on toil and exhaustion. Texas, early 20th century. Dust swirls under a scorching sun. A dense herd of black cattle and cowboys on horseback swing their ropes. Men bend over, diligently working among the livestock, embodying the arduous yet vital labor of the boundless prairie. A moment of everyday life tinged with poetic charm from the American West. Harlem, New York, 1942. Crowds bustling on the streets, dressed in elegant clothes, shop signs competing for attention, and faces displaying a spectrum of emotions. This snapshot of everyday life brims with the vitality of Harlem, a vibrant cultural hub for the African American community. New York City, during the Great Depression. A long, winding line of hungry people stretches down a cold, desolate street, their emaciated bodies and weary faces framed by the crumbling walls of old buildings. Despair blankets the street, painting a poignant image of a tragic era. Somewhere between 1900 and 1916, four people, three men and one woman, bend over the muddy ground, holding a gleaming gold nugget in the hands of the man in the center. Their eyes reveal joy mingled with exhaustion, a rare moment capturing the hope and fruits of labor in the challenging gold rush era. An aquatic park bound by Hyde Street and Van Ness Avenue to the east and west, and Aquatic Cove and Beach Street to the north and south. San Francisco County, CA. Petersburg, Virginia, August 1864. Amid the woods, soldiers rest beside canvas tents, a deck of cards laid out between them. Their eyes, gestures, and even the bottles on the table all narrate a fleeting moment of respite amidst the brutal war. A photograph showcasing the stark contrast between battlefield savagery and fleeting peace. The World's Columbian Exposition, Chicago, 1893. Two women in fashionable dresses stand at a vantage point, overlooking the grand event sprawling before them. Majestic architecture, sparkling waters, and throngs of people compose a magnificent tableau of the era. A moment brimming with beauty and splendor from a golden age. Early 20th century. A cramped clinic where immigrants, shirtless, are being examined by doctors. Their anxious expressions, thin bodies, and the seriousness of the health inspectors reflect a difficult and challenging historical period. A poignant moment capturing the lives of immigrants. A cavalry unit, somewhere in U.S. history. Soldiers on horseback ride under an expansive sky, a flag waving in the wind. A powerful image evoking discipline and determination, showcasing a solemn moment of the military on the battlefield. Nebraska, 1886. A small family sits in front of their modest sod house, with a cow standing nearby. A realistic perspective of the harsh yet warm lives of rural settlers during the westward expansion. A historic snapshot of life in America's countryside. Pine Ridge, South Dakota, 1890. Members of the Oglala Lakota participate in a ghost dance, their bodies moving in a circle, wrapped in blankets. This image captures a culturally significant moment during a transformative time for a people. A vivid story of Native American history and heritage. The Great Depression, 1935. A man with a heavy load on his shoulders climbs onto a freight train. An everyday yet symbolic image of the struggles and resilience of the people during the economic crisis. A deeply emotional moment reflecting the harsh reality of the era. Washington, D.C., 1913. A sea of people fills the streets, with a Red Cross ambulance standing out in the crowd. This scene showcases the scale and strength of a women's suffrage parade. A historically significant moment highlighting the determination and fight for gender equality by American women. New York, early 20th century. A bustling, narrow street teems with vendors and shoppers. Packed buildings and vintage advertisements create a vibrant snapshot of the lively and crowded life of the city. A moment encapsulating the bustling spirit of the time. Mission Santa Clara de Asís, California, during Spanish colonial times. A church and its surrounding structures stand amidst open landscapes, with native people and Spaniards present. This image shows the cultural intermingling and development during the mission era in California, symbolizing the rise of religion and Spanish influence in the New World. Mississippi River near Helena, Arkansas, 1865. The steamboat Sultana, overloaded with passengers, emits black smoke from its chimneys. This image captures a moment before disaster struck, a poignant reminder of the tragic steamboat explosion that became one of the deadliest in U.S. history. The westward migration in the U.S. A wagon train stretches across the dry prairie, with horses patiently pulling heavy loads. This image captures the perseverance and challenges of a grueling journey. A snapshot of a significant chapter in American migration history. 1869, the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. A crowd gathers around a locomotive, celebrating a historic event immortalized in a joyful and jubilant photo. This image signifies a monumental achievement and turning point in U.S. development, embodying humanity's grand ambitions. Early 20th century, in a U.S. Chinatown. A crowd of Chinese immigrants stands outside a shop under hanging lanterns. This image reflects the resilience and unity of the Chinese community in a society full of challenges. A moment showcasing the enduring spirit of Chinese culture abroad. Deadwood, South Dakota, 1878. The main street buzzes with people and horse-drawn carriages, with piles of timber lining the roads. Modest buildings and storefront signs paint a lively picture of a booming gold rush town. A snapshot of rapid development and the bustling life of the American West. The Gold Rush in the American West. A lively town with horse-drawn carriages and wooden buildings crowded along a hillside. This image reflects the rapid growth and vibrant life of a gold rush town during westward expansion, blending prosperity with the harshness of nature. Texas, 1910. Two impressive longhorn cattle stand in front of a fence. This image highlights the thriving livestock industry in Texas. A fascinating glimpse into the agricultural history of the American Southwest. 1860, along the Pony Express route. A mail carrier gallops on horseback, hat flying, while others erect telegraph poles in the background. This image depicts the rugged challenges of delivering mail during the development of the American West. A snapshot of history with the pulse of the era.